Here we go. Hey everyone, good afternoon. So today I wanted to share with you 7 Outlook tips that I just kind of found out about today. I'm a little bit of a laggard when it comes to technology. Not really, but I'm Terry Rossi from PixSciTech, and we help companies with their technology. And one of the ways we do that is with Office 365 and the Microsoft Outlook product. So if that's of interest to you and we can help you, give us a call at callpix.com. We'd love to work with you. So one of the things that we've discovered is we sell a lot of Office 365. And Office 365 is Microsoft's solution for providing software and services like email to companies for a monthly fee. And that works out great for us. We can, and our clients can, add or delete users as their companies grow or shrink and only pay for what they use. So one of the important components of that is obviously email. And, Outlook is the email client that people that use Microsoft use. One of the things we found, though, is we deliver all this great software and productivity enhancements to a client. And if they really don't know how to use it, they're not getting the full bang for their buck out of it. So one of the goals we have in 2019 is to help our customers get much more value out of the investment they already made. Many people just use email and they think that's Office 365, or they use Word, or they use Excel. In reality, there's a lot of other products and services that are part of the solution that they get for free that they're not taking advantage of. I've talked about some of them. Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Planner, they're ones that I've been really using a lot lately and really enjoy. But there's also pieces of the existing tools that they may know, like Excel or Word or Outlook, that they're not using the functionality that's being added into the software. Really, almost every month there's new functionality added. So I wanted to share with you 7 Outlook tips that I just learned about today. So again, if that's of interest to you, if you're serious about getting productivity out of your software, give us a call at callpix.com. So here we go. 7 Outlook tips you didn't know before today. So the first one is Outlook will actually remind you if you forgot to attach a file. And let me see if I can show you this here. If I go up here and I say create a new email, and I'll send it to my my Gmail account, let's say, and I'll say file, and I'll say, hey Terry, here is the file sorry, let me just say it this way. Attached is the file we discussed. And if I hit send here now, what Outlook should do is say, hey, have you forgotten to attach the file? Don't send, or send anyway. So if I really did forget to attach the file, it would remind me. So I can say don't send and then go and attach the file. So that's a pretty cool feature. That's the first thing I learned today. The second thing I learned today was that I can never miss a flight again, and this is Microsoft's promise to me. So what happens is when you get your confirmation from your airline, without doing anything, Microsoft Outlook will actually put it on your calendar. And I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes on my calendar here if it loads. Next week, I'm actually traveling. So what it did was, let's see here. Next week, May. Believe I'm traveling in May. Maybe I'm not traveling next week. I thought I was. Let's go further out into the month. Look at that. I don't have my, this is not actually my machine. This is the machine I use for the demos. But what it'll do is it'll actually pick apart your itinerary and put it right on your calendar. Pretty cool feature. I may miss my flight though because it doesn't appear to be on my calendar. The next thing it lets you do, which I learned about today, is pretty cool, is that you can ignore an entire conversation. So I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'm included on an email. I have 10 or 15 people on the email that are CC'd. I'm one of them, and I just get bored with the conversation, or it doesn't apply to me anymore. I don't want to see it keep coming into my inbox. So one of the things you can do, and I'm going to pick on poor Cindy here. Cindy's sending me this message about an hourly batch. I can just right click on it and say ignore. And what's going to happen is after I do that, any subsequent messages that come in from her with that subject line go right to my deleted items. I don't even need to see them anymore. So very cool feature. You can just ignore a conversation. Very similar if you guys have ever been on a group chat on your phone, and especially when I get it with I don't want to say women, but a lot of times there's women in my life that are chatting all during the day and I'm trying to work. So I can just leave that group chat. Well, this is very similar for email. The next thing is you don't have to worry about missing an important message. So one other thing you can do is you can do the same kind of thing. Right click on the message and you can create an alert. Let's see where that is. Yeah, a rule. So create a rule. And when you create a rule, you can create it so that it will, let's say I wanted to do for this subject hourly batch, I can say play a sound, or I can display the new item alert window. And that's a really cool feature. So what it'll do is basically pop up a pop-up so that it pops up and tells you that you had a new message. You got a new message that matched that. So one of the things that we do is we get messages from Adobe about licensing renewals for our clients. So whenever I get that, boom, I pop up a new message alert, so I'm aware of it, and I forward it right on to our renewals department, and they take care of it. So pretty cool feature. The other thing you can do is clean up a folder, and this is, I'm not going to show you this, but what this does is it goes through your folder, any folder you want. Typically, it would be your inbox, but it could be any folder, and it looks for all the duplicate messages that you're part of a conversation. So let's say that in that example where I had a message that went on and on and on, a bunch of people, typically people will reply all and include the original message in the first one. Well, that ends up being a really long message, right? That you might have 50 of them in your inbox. 49 of them are exactly the same because they have the same thing copied over and over again. When you clean up your folder, it'll go through and look for those messages and consolidate it down to the minimum number of messages possible to give you the whole thread. So really cool feature. You can get rid of a lot of messages that way by doing that. The next thing, which I didn't know this one either, was you can open multiple windows. So a lot of times you get a message and it's got a date in it and you want to look at your calendar and see if that date works. Well, with Outlook, you have to flip down here on the bottom left between your messages and your calendar. Well, what you can do is right click on that calendar, for example, and you can say open in a new window. So now I have my messages and my calendar open at the same time, and I don't have to go through the grief of trying to go back and forth. Now, again, I'm on a demonstration laptop, so it's a little tight, but if I had two screens, I could put them up on both screens, everything would be cool. So that's really a cool feature. The next feature is one I learned about a little while ago called mentions, @mentions. So let me show you how that works. A lot of times you'll be typing an email. Sorry, I'm getting a little window crazy here. A lot of times you'll be typing an email, and again, I'll send it to my Gmail account, test message, and I'll be saying, hey, I spoke to, I'll use Cindy as an example, and to Cindy about your batch problem. And she told me you needed help. Okay, so now let's just say I want to include Cindy in this message because I want to ask her a question. I could just say @Cindy, boom, hit my tab key, it pushes that right in there. And if you look up top here, you'll see it added her to the message. So just by saying @Cindy in the message, can you assist? I've already added her. So real easy way to compose your message and add people that are appropriate by just using the @ and their name. Now, obviously, they have to be part of your organization to do this. But, you know, we're not a huge company, but we have 30 people. But if you have 100 people or 200 people, that's a real easy way to get the appropriate people you need on the message. So @mentions, very cool feature. So that's it. 7 tips I didn't know about Outlook till today. And I wanted to see if you had any tips to share. I would love to hear about them. Write them in the comments below. And like I said, if we can help you with Office 365, Outlook, technology training, we have some computer-based training for the Office suites that are just excellent. We'd love to help you. Give us a call at CallPix, and I think I forgot to put that in the subject again of the video. So if someone could type callpix.com in the comments, that'd be great too. Love to talk to you. Thanks for tuning in as usual. I appreciate the comments and likes and shares. It really helps spread the message on Facebook. And like I said, if I can do anything for you, please let me know. Thanks again. Have a great day.